I want to tell you something. Christ is going to come back and he's going to raise the dead. He's going to raise the dead. I'm turning in this book, this marvelous book, 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 16. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, here it is, and verse 16. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16 says these words. I want you to listen. I'm going to read it slowly. I want you to concentrate on the words. For the Lord himself will come down from heaven with a loud command, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet call of God. And the dead in Christ will rise first. Would you like, I'm asking you, would you like to live forever if you had a perfect body that never got old and showed white hair? And ladies, no wrinkles. And you looked 18 or 19 years of age. And you would look like that after 10 million years. Would you like to live forever if you never got aches and pains? And you never got depressed and discouraged and worried, and you never got pains in the stomach? And you were wealthy, and you had a mansion in the country with dear ones. Would you like that? Would you like that? You've heard of the American dream? This is God's dream for every one of us. You say, it's pie in the sky and the sweet by and by. No, this is truth. This is truth. I'd stake my life on it. In Russia, after a great series of lectures in '92, hundreds of thousands of atheists came to the meetings and found peace and happiness, as you'll find it if you don't already have it. We had a great choir, and the girl who conducted the choir was like an angel. She was so beautiful. Her name was Anna. She was just recently married, and I would see this gorgeous, this beautiful, this charming Russian girl conducting this great Russian choir of men and ladies, and they could sing. The Russians can sing like angels when they want to. And when I went back at the end of the year, they asked me to go to the hospital because they said, Anna is in hospital, and she gave birth to twins. One little baby is still alive, Anna. The other baby died. And Anna, the mother, is dying. I went to the hospital, the middle of winter in Russia, when the economy had completely collapsed. There was so much poverty. The hospitals did not have medicines. If I had only known. They took me into the emergency ward. They gave me those special shoes and special clothes to put on. And I went in there, and there was this beautiful girl covered by a white sheet. Her husband was standing there, and a young Christian doctor, as well as the doctor of the hospital. I can remember as though it were yesterday Anna's long black hair that was flowing down to her shoulders. Her shoulders were peeping through the sheet. She had the most beautiful skin. She was on oxygen and she was unconscious. They said to me, "You've run these meetings and you believe in God and you believe in prayer." I said, "Yes, indeed I do." "Then will you pray for her? Will God answer our prayer?" I said, "God is almighty. We do not always know what God will do and what God will not do. We are little children and we know so very little." And I took hold of Anna's hand, and she was not aware of this. I held her hand and I prayed for her. That was noontime on a Friday, and that evening she slipped away. They asked me as a guest to help with the funeral. Russia was so poor on that occasion, not the Russia it is today, that she was buried in a cardboard box on which her loved ones had painted pictures and flowers with crayons. When we went to the cemetery, it was so cold because the wind was sighing through the trees and the ground was frozen solid. They had to blast the ground open to bury her. They asked me to talk to the people. I did so, and I read that text. Listen to me. This is not pie in the sky and the sweet by and by. The greatest sickness of our time is meaninglessness. And people have got no meaning in their lives because they are divorced from ultimate reality. This is ultimate reality. All the rest is make-believe. I said to them, Anna, when she was buried with her little baby, holding it. Put her down in the cold earth and shoveled in the dirt and the snow. I said, we will see her again. In this cemetery, there were pictures of thousands and thousands and thousands of atheists who died without any hope at all, buried like dogs. No wonder they have so much alcoholism. They drink because of the pain. But I tell you something, Anna will live again, and so will her little baby. And when Jesus comes back, Jesus Christ is going to raise the dead. And what is more, he is going to give new bodies to his people.